everyone, it's Pat from Seattle Coffee Gear, and we are here today to do a coffee tasting of our newest roaster, Boon Boona Coffee from Renton, Washington. And I've got Jake with me today to test it out.
Hello. Yeah.
We're pretty excited about this roaster. They're one that we've wanted to bring on for quite a long time. They're fairly well known in the area as being like really great roaster that focuses specifically on East African coffees. So their CEO is really into bringing the traditions of East African coffee to the Seattle roasting scene, and I think they do a great job of it.
Yeah, definitely. Their roasts highlight, different countries around East Africa.
Yeah, Burundi, Ethiopia.
A lot of the traditional coffee roasting communities, especially, and they like highlighting the story of where coffee came from. And,
Yep.
They do so in their cafes here in Seattle, and they do a really great job of just specifying, farmers that they really want to work with, and making sure that those farmers are taken care of and have, good pay for the coffee beans that they're purchasing.
And kind of just developing those communities and those producers to try to build stronger coffee production networks in that region, which really just leads to better coffee for all of us to enjoy, along with better conditions for the people who are producing it. So really exciting roaster. Today we're going to try the Ethiopia Derferes. We have a few of them here. They have a couple of blends and then a couple of single origins that are available pretty much all the time. So we'll talk a little more about those as we get into it. All right, so we have the coffee finished here, and we're gonna go ahead and grab a couple sips.
Thank you.
Hand it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pour it for you, but
No, that's all right.
so again, this is this Ethiopia with the blue label, which is a really easy way to remember which coffee is which for these.
Yeah, and it's a natural process. Tasting notes. Let's see, blueberry.
Blueberry and cocoa nibs, which is pretty spot on for this one, I think.
I can smell the berries from here.
Yeah. This one, they have a Burundi that's not one of their year-round ones, so we don't have it here. But that one's probably my favorite of the ones of theirs that I've tried so far. But this is a close second because this is the mix of the blueberry and the cocoa nibs sounds like something you've had probably a lot of times, but I think it's a really good, just kind of good take on that flavor profile. Simple, but really good as a pour over and really good as I think an espresso too, if you dial it in correctly.
I think so. Yeah, it's like it's basically what I would think of as I was thinking of if you could say like a classic natural.
Yeah,
It's
for
that
sure.
very classic Ethiopian.
Without being too overpowering, because naturals can have a way of doing that where they're too much, and this one it's not quite in your face enough to, I think, scare off somebody who hasn't tried a natural before. Then they also have the other single origin we have is this Adado, which has apricot and vanilla notes. I got a much more kind of balanced, just sort of easy drinking, really relaxed, kind of good however you would want to brew it, because it's pretty laid back.
Yeah, it was a lot more mellow for sure.
Yeah, it's got flavor to it, but it's nice because it's one of those where it's not that it's like watery or doesn't taste like coffee, but it's not overwhelming, and it's really easy to drink. I think you could even try it as like a cold brew or something, because it would be a slightly more intense brew method. Would be interesting. And then they've also got their blends, which are available year-round, and these are not available.
These are not available on their.
Yeah, they're ones that they specifically send out to retailers like us, and they've got their Barreca blend, which is they're both medium roasts, with one being a little darker. We'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
But this one's got more of a graham cracker and sugarcane vibe, kind of more of like baked goods and spices.
It's got spices. It's warm. It's not too dark. Definitely, it's just it's that pure medium.
Really well balanced. I got a little bit of a kind of like nut thing going on with that one, kind of an almond or hazelnut tone. Perfect for your super auto, I think, or like a drip brew. It's really good for those kind of methods. I think it would be a pretty good press coffee as well.
Yeah, definitely for like anything that's drip percolation or like you were saying.
Yeah, and then the other blend that they've got, their Jabena blend, is actually on the darker side of what we usually see from specialty roasters.
Definitely, and it's really good. It's got tasting notes of dark chocolate and caramel, and I get the chocolate a lot.
Absolutely.
It's not burnt dark. It's not overly developed.
No,
dark, not at all.
It's just a little bitter and a little bit on the roasty side.
Yeah, I think it would make a really good cold brew.
Absolutely, yes. This one's probably not one I would try for a super auto because it can be a little bit oily, but it would be a really good cold brew, I think. Really good as a stiff drip brew. One you could try an espresso shot of, but exceptionally good in the sort of more dark roast friendly methods for sure. Cold brew is a really good idea, and it's got a kind of like good bitterness, not a bitterness that's unpleasant, but it has that dark roast bitterness that you get from like a bitter dark chocolate.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
And then they do have their rotating single origins, so keep an eye out for those that are coming. And yeah, I guess like check out. We've got some other blog posts. Talked a little bit about them on the podcast. Like check out the other stuff that we have had to share about them because they're a really cool roaster with a really great story.
Yep, and we're happy to have them on board and partner with them.
Yeah, we're excited to do hopefully a lot more in the future. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you've got any questions about Boon Boona, feel free to drop them below. Make sure you hit the like button on the video if you enjoyed this and get subscribed for all of our future coffee content. Thanks.